Conor McGregor recently gave his first comments in regards to the upcoming tough season against Michael Chandler. Outside of his pub, the Black Forge Inn, Conor told the Daily Mirror, "I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I feel good, I feel energetic, I feel ready. I'm throwing up my high kicks faster than I'm throwing up my jab, so I'm very excited to get back." Michael Chandler posted this to his Instagram story earlier today. He wrote, "The competition starts now. #Tough31. Stephen Thompson on the What's Up Everybody podcast discusses getting older and still competing in MMA. Wonderboy uses Tony Ferguson as an example and how he just hasn't looked himself in his last few fights.
I look at a few things. Like Jose Aldo, I don't think he was. He could have kept going. He was still up there defeating some of the top guys. He still had the speed. He still had durability. But when you got guys like, and they don't have to be old. If they look like they're old, like Tony Ferguson, for instance. Tony Ferguson has taken too much damage, and what I mean by old is old in the fight sport, and just
you can be young but still be old. Like Jose's in his mid-30s.
Yeah, I know. I thought he was older than I was.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what happens. I think when you start at a very young age, and you have battles through those years, every fight's just a crazy battle, you know. But that's what I look at. Like Ferguson, like you got.
So you look at like physical appearance.
Physical appearance. No, not just standing there, but how they fight. Them guys, when you're out there shaking your head like this, like what Tony Ferguson did in that fight, I'm like, bro, this is like the third fight in a row that you've been in a war like this. Like, I don't like seeing it. And you can tell by their mindset. You listen to them in interviews and how they act during the week of the fight, or even I can literally see them and where their mind's at.
It's like an aura that they have, like a spirit about them, where you like, all right, he's just
out here for the money.
He's just out here to do his thing, like just to be here. And
I'm still excited about it. I mean, I don't feel like the only time I feel like anybody really just. And I wouldn't say dominate, but wrestling was when they just held me down. You know what I mean? I didn't take any punch. I literally walked out of there without a limp or anything. I didn't get hit. I just got held down.
Yeah.
So and it's funny because people see that and they're like, "Oh, he's done. He's old." I'm like, what? I just got held down the whole time. If I was sitting there on my back getting beat up like I did when I fought Matt Brown, that would be rough.
Yeah.
Islam Makhachev's coach Javier Mendez says Islam will rematch Alexander Volkanovsky at some point. Speaking to Submission Radio, Javier said it was definitely a challenge. He actually became the challenge that Khabib told me he was going to be. He felt that Alex was going to be the toughest challenge for Islam, and that Islam was going to have to grind it out through the end. That's what he felt. And I said, well, I didn't know. Because the way I looked at Islam, he looked fantastic in training. But Khabib had a feeling that it was going to be a tougher fight than I anticipated myself. So it was exactly what Khabib thought it was. A real tough fight. We got pound for pound for a reason, but we beat it from a guy that's the greatest of all time in the featherweight division, and one of the greats of all time. He's gonna be, no doubt. I definitely think the UFC is gonna want to see a rematch. So I don't see no reason why they wouldn't do a rematch. I think it would be great. I think the fans would love it. I think Islam would be down for it also. And obviously Alex is. Because come on now. He calls himself Alexander the Great, and he lives up to his name. So there's a reason. And he's such a gentleman. He's a competitor. He feels he won, but that's the way you're supposed to feel. And he's got the right attitude, and I think at some point they will probably do a rematch. When they collide again, it's going to be a different fight. Different adversity for both sides. It's not going to be easy for both sides. No way. But let's see what happens. Let's see what's in the cards. I'm sure Yair has got the next calling, and let's see what happens from there. So it looks like there may be a boxing exhibition match in the works between Jose Aldo and Floyd Mayweather. Speaking to MMAfighting.com, Aldo said his side has already agreed. My side too. We're now waiting for the promoters to get the deal done. It might be an exhibition on Mayweather's side, but not for me. It's punch to the face like always. He knows that. Josh Thompson and John McCarthy on the Weighing In podcast give their takes on the notion that Alexander Volkanovsky was robbed at UFC 284. Both of them believe it was a simple decision, and Islam definitely won.
It was a good fight. The right person won. The right person got the judge's decision. I got people on there going that Volk won. I was like, no, he did not win. Islam won the first two, and Islam won the fourth. That was it. Third and fifth, he lost. Third and fifth, he lost. It was I felt like it was pretty clear cut.
I thought it was pretty easy to look at.
Yeah.
We were
overall,
during the fight, I was judging it, and you were too, and I was saying, boom, round one, boom. And it was pretty simple to see. And here's the difference: is Volkanovski was doing very well in that first round, and a lot of people were going, "Oh, he could have won that first round." It's like, look, Volkanovski landed that one good shot, kind of put Islam back on his heels into the fence. But if you recall, there was an exchange, and Islam actually put Volkanovski down. That was, you're going to say, which one was the best? Well, you got to go with that's the best. And then they got into that exchange, and Volkanovski ended up being pushed back. Islam was able to get him to the ground and stuff, and he kind of took over that round. So that first round was pretty easy. It should have gone to Islam Makhachev. Alexander Volkanovski loves to fight. He loves it, and you can see it when he's out there. And so he's got nothing, again, he's got, I don't even look at it like it's a loss, but if you're anybody at City Boxing or the guys that he trains with also in Australia, you look and you go, yeah, there he is again. Oh, I love the attitude of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Good fight, though.
Yep.
It ended up being a better fight than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, I thought the fight would be done by the second, third round once he got him down, and man, he proved me wrong.
Yesterday, Dan Hooker came out and accused Islam Makhachev of cheating at UFC 284. Dan said that Islam used an IV after weighing in to rehydrate, which is obviously not allowed in the UFC. He wrote, "Dumb thinks he can fly to Australia, hire a nurse to give him an IV, and we won't find out. Cheating dog." He followed up with this article. He Googled UFC how long is the suspension for IV use. Dan wrote USADA doing f*** all. He continued, "Prove me wrong. Bet you can't. He doesn't cheat, he doesn't win." A fan tweeted at Dan saying, "Dan, who are you talking about?" He replied, "Islam is a cheat." Islam's team has responded to the accusations. Islam's co-manager said, "We all know this is completely BS. This guy is a loser. He's salty and just looking for attention. And that's it." Islam posted this to his Instagram earlier today. It's of him and Habib. It says fight analysis. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Dan Hooker accusing Islam Makhachev of cheating. The first one says Makhachev was having problems with the smaller guy Volkanovski. Can you just imagine the problems Hasbullah would cause him? Doesn't bear thinking about. The second one says Dan is the type of man to say something he didn't get facts from, but you have to prove it. And the final one says, "Prove me wrong. Bet you can't." I'm sorry, shouldn't it be the other way around if you're the one making the accusations? By that logic, can't Islam accuse Dan of being a cheater too? Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.